if I told you? 4 planes, 19 hijackers, nearly 3,000 souls lost in a single morning. This was September 11th, 2001, and only now, files have been declassified, contending a 5th jet was on the brink of joining the carnage. Don't go anywhere. Today, as we pause to mark the 24th anniversary of September 11th, we're embarking on a journey through that day's unfolding events, tracing the moments that have defined a generation, and examining how the ripples of those events still shape our world today in lore. It is the morning of September 11th, 2001. New York City began that day with clear skies and crisp air, one of those late summer days that felt almost idyllic. People were commuting, grabbing coffee, settling into their offices. Headlines that morning were focused on business news and Michael Jordan's rumored return to basketball. The world does not know it yet, but within hours the skyline and the nation would be forever changed. It is 7:59 a.m. American Airlines Flight 11 departs Boston Logan bound for Los Angeles. At 8:14 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 departs Boston Logan for Los Angeles. 65 on board, 5 hijackers. At 8:20 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 departs Dulles Airport for Los Angeles. 64 on board, 5 hijackers. The time is now 8:42 a.m. United Airlines Flight 93 departs Newark for San Francisco. 44 on board, 4 hijackers. On the morning of September 11th, 2001, 4 commercial airliners were hijacked in a coordinated terrorist attack by Al-Qaeda operatives. At 8:46 a.m., Flight 11 crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. The country was in shock, and panic was everywhere. Moments later, at 9:03 a.m., Flight 175 slams into the South Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. At 9:37 a.m., Flight 77 strikes the western side of the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapses. It is now 10:03 a.m. Flight 93 crashes into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania after passengers fought back in an attempt to overpower the hijackers. The time is 10:28 a.m. The North Tower collapses. This sequence of events unfolded in less than 2 hours. What began as an ordinary morning, sunlight glinting off skyscrapers, coffee cups clutched on crowded sidewalks, the hum of life in full swing, was shattered by a series of events so devastating, so surreal, that time itself seemed to fracture. Within just 120 minutes, 2 planes struck the towers. Thousands of lives were lost or forever altered, and the skyline of New York City was rewritten in smoke and silence. It wasn't just the collapse of steel and concrete. It was the collapse of certainty, the illusion of safety, the rhythm of routine, the belief that tragedy was something distant and rare. All of it was stripped away in real time. People ran through ash-covered streets, searching for loved ones, for answers, for air. First responders charged into chaos with no promise of return. Strangers became lifelines, and the city, so often defined by its speed and grit, was suddenly suspended in grief. 2 hours. That's all it took to carve a scar into history, to turn phone calls into final goodbyes, to make heroes out of ordinary people, and to remind us all how fragile and precious every moment can be. This disaster left an indelible mark on global history forever. The 9/11's Commission found intelligence and communication failures and pushed new information sharing rules. Those changes reshaped every airport checkpoint you've seen, and the so-called 5th plane. United Flight 23 was taxiing at JFK when the FAA grounded flights. Crew reports of suspicious passengers and box cutters fueled rumors. But investigators found box cutters but never found confirmed evidence linking a 5th hijacking since the plane was grounded. Communities across the country and around the world rallied in grief and solidarity as first responders rushed towards danger and strangers opened their doors to those in need. Out of immense tragedy rose extraordinary acts of courage, compassion, and unity, reminding us that even in our darkest moments we can stand together. So you may ask, what laws resulted from this tragedy? First, the USA Patriot Act. This law expanded wiretaps and surveillance powers of the federal government. Second, the Homeland Security Act, which folded 22 agencies into the Department of Homeland Security. Third, it contributed to the creation of the Aviation and Transportation Security Act, which led to the establishment of the TSA and federal security screenings. And fourth, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA, changes updated our surveillance rules and created the Director of National Intelligence to oversee them. Real changes followed: reinforced cockpit doors, fusion centers sharing threat data, and fierce debates over privacy versus safety. Balancing liberty and protection remains the central challenge. As we remember the lives lost and honor the heroes of that day, let us carry forward their stories and the lessons they taught us. Just 2 hours. That's all it took for the ordinary to rupture into the unimaginable. And yet in that same span of time, something else emerged. Resilience, defiance, a collective heartbeat that refused to be silenced. Because even in the darkest hour, New York and the world began to rise. We learned that day that resilience is born from togetherness, that hope can flourish amid heartbreak, and that our shared humanity is the strongest foundation we will ever have. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe to 99rights_online for more legal breakdowns.
Something bigger, a force or change, a light that's a trigger. When I walk in the court, stand tall and proud for every voice unheard. I'll shout it out loud.